Hey, this is Loral. Welcome back to part 3 of a 4-part series with Jim Britt. We're talking about letting go, unleashing your wealth, having joy, self-mastery. Now, in this third part, and if you haven't heard 1 and 2, go back and grab them first, because this is a very sequential interview that I did with him. In the third part, I love it because you can't out-earn an old belief system. You've got to get current with yourself. And again, so many of you have past stories. Your belief system's so far in the past. You have what I call inherited behaviors. You never even decided what you want in your life. You just inherited them from family and friends. So specifically, you'll hear Jim and I in this third part talk about every action you take, it moves you forward or backwards. You know that, but we're going to break that down even further. How do you become more self-observant? Like, be self-aware of what your behavior is and what your impacts are. Because you make an impact every time you even meet a person or just walk by somebody without even saying a word. You make an impact every time you are present with other people. Last, you got to recognize the lies you keep telling yourself that block your progress. So let's listen in.
You just have to look at how you were brought up and the things that's happened to you. I mean, I feel fortunate. My dad was the best entrepreneur I'd ever met, but on a survival level. And my mom was the most giving person ever. And some of the traits I have, and it came from both of them.
Yeah.
Even though my dad, he probably could have been a mega millionaire, but he just never went to that level. He was always on that little survival scale. Buy this for $5, sell it for $7, instead of buy it for $5 and buy 20 of them and sell them for 5,000, or whatever. So that's how I was programmed. And it took me a while. I would make a lot and then invest it wrong or not care for it properly or overspend. And then, I don't know, and later in years, I just kept, working with it, looking at that core belief, and it finally just kind of disappeared. Going back there and looking at yourself and how you got raised. And that's what I do one-on-one with people, is just ask questions and get people to go back and take a look at how they were programmed. I use the first 6 years because that's before children have responsibilities, before they have to start school. And all they want to do is be happy, have fun, learn new things, and be loved, which is actually what we want as an adult too, but everything else gets in the way.
Right.
Life gets in the way, and we look for weekends to get away and be happy and healthy. There's real power in letting go. That's where your power comes from. You lose your power when you hang on.
So share a few just personal letting go stories. I mean, I think most of my world knows last year in March, I got divorced and let that all go. And a lot of people, I think, are surprised how much I share about just different situations. And like you said, you can hold on to them and they will affect every future decision, or you just say it's done and it's now. And it's not, I'll think about it. It's now. It's very decisive. So share a few of those moments for you where you just knew, mine at 17, moving out of Nebraska. I didn't move totally out, but I moved away from that town. There's very distinct moments. My next one was probably 24 years old when I decided to go work and build fitness centers on the offshore oil rigs for Chevron. 1996, quit that like that. And became the master distributor of the cash flow game. It's been such significant just done. And then knowing it's done and being able to just let it truly go. And so it redefines you, each of those moments, I think.
Well, I'll never forget my first time on stage. I get up to introduce Jim Rohn. We had 1,000 people in the room. I'd never been on stage before with an audience. And literally, I could hear my voice, but it sounded like it was coming from outside of me instead of from inside out. And my vision was way off. It was like everybody was blurred. I thought I was having a stroke or something, but I was talking clearly. And when I got off of the stage, I'm just going, oh my God. It's like drained me of energy. Well, I didn't actually realize it right at that moment because I had other experiences like that. And one day I thought, I know my stuff and I'm confident. And if somebody asks me a question, I know how to answer it. If I don't have an answer, I know how to say I don't have an answer. And I think when I finally realized that, I had let go of that. The two things that we need when we get, most speakers, they don't know they need it. They want to control the audience and they want to get the audience's approval. And when you need approval, you don't get it. And when you need control, you're out of control. So when you let go of those, you're in control and you get approval from your audience. So just being yourself instead of getting all wrapped up in what's the audience thinking of me and how do I plan my talk and how do I do this or that? And you see speakers all the time. You've seen it. They try to get the audience revved up. Well, it's not about the audience. It's about them. They're trying to get the audience revved up so they feel comfortable. But I let go of that, and it changed everything. And if you look at your life, I would venture to say pretty much anything that's not working in your life comes from the two needs: the need for approval, the need to be in control. And when you let go of those, your whole
so many ways, or need their approval to be a great entrepreneur. I mean, you've watched me be mostly a single mom to two amazing kids, and the criticism that came with that, you should be home and raising those kids. It's like, well, I'm on the road and I'm raising those kids. I just, I remember very vividly saying, like, I don't really care what they think. I mean, from a standpoint of I need their approval, I'm going to live my life directionally the way I want to live it. And it's tough to make those decisions and then still stand, because a lot of people will stand and then question it, right? And so talk about that as kind of a last concept of, you think you let go, and like there's still that little tiny opening, and you come back and you sabotage yourself again.
Well, then you want to be you want to become self-observant, not necessarily self-aware. Most people are aware of what's happening in their life, but self-observant. First time you'll catch yourself after you did something. You say, I should have let that go. And then the next time you'll catch yourself in the middle of doing something and you'll maybe sever it right there. Then the next time, if you do it often enough, the next time you'll catch it just before you get involved with it and move forward, not letting it go. So you want to just be self-observant as to what you're doing in your life, how you're spending your time. When you're talking with people, are you trying to control them? Are you trying to get approval from them? I mean, there's people out there that'll suck your energy dry if you let them.
So I hope you enjoyed the third part, probably my favorite of all the four. Subscribe to my channel. Be here 5 days a week. Click that notification button so I pop up on your phone. You watch 5 to 10 minutes every morning to get a new perspective about money and your day. If you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request, and we'll be back tomorrow.